Welcome to the beautiful city of Toronto and the Rogers Center. The roof is open as we play night baseball in Game 1 of a 3-game series between the Red Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo. Well, the Red Sox may have had yesterday off, but certainly no shortage of news. A tough start, especially in the starting rotation, but overall for the pitching leads to Juan Nieves being relieved of his duties as pitching coach of the Boston Red Sox. A number of other moves have taken place in the last 24 hours as well. Edward Mujica has been designated for assignment. Travis Shaw, ready to make his Major League debut tonight, is in the lineup and at first base for Boston, as David Ortiz did indeed lose his suspension appeal and will serve that game tonight and will have to leave the Rogers Center before this game starts. Well, in the Rogers Center before this game starts is Steve Lyons. And Steve, with all this activity, where does this leave the Red Sox right now?
Well, this is a team in flux right now. There's no question about it. All the moves that you just mentioned, they fire their pitching coach, they release one of their players, they got guys up from AAA. Hanley's not in the lineup, Ortiz not in the lineup. I think the feeling was this organization had to do something. Now, you may agree or disagree with the moves that they made, but they have done something. So they are trying some moves. The good thing is you're up in Toronto, you're starting a 10-game road trip, but this team hasn't played any better than the Red Sox. So it's a possibility where you could get this thing off to a good start.
Red Sox hope they will, with Wade Miley tonight on the mound for the Red Sox. It's Game 1 of a 3-game weekend series from the Rogers Center, and it's next on NESN. Today, Citizens Bank. Good banking is good citizenship. Toyota's website for deals via Toyota.com. Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at Southwest.com. Welcome back to the beautiful city of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and a beautiful day outside. So the roof is open tonight for baseball in the Rogers Center, and certainly plays much differently here with the roof open at this venue as the Red Sox and Blue Jays get ready for a 3-game weekend series. Jays are on the field, so let's check out tonight's Red Sox starting lineup. It's brought to you by our Eastern Hyundai dealers. Leading it off and in center field is Mookie Betts with Dustin Pedroia at second base. Pablo Sandoval at third with Mike Napoli, the DH, moving up to the cleanup spot with Daniel Nava in right field. Alan Craig in left. Blake Swihart moves up in the order. The catcher bats seventh with Xander Bogaerts at shortstop eighth, and Travis Shaw making his Major League debut tonight and getting the start at first base. Tonight's Blue Jays starting pitcher presented by your New England Nissan dealers. Aaron Sanchez makes his 6th start of the year for Toronto, 2-2 with a 4.62 earned run average. 21 strikeouts, but walks have truly been a problem. 20 walks so far in 25 and a third innings, and opponent sitting at 245 against him. He is fresh off a win against the Cleveland Indians, in which he went 5 2/3 and allowed only 2 runs.
Tonight's Blue Jays defense brought to you by DraftKings. In the infield, Donaldson, Goings, Travis, and Encarnacion over at first base. In the outfield, you got Colabello. New England fans know all about him. Pilar in center and Valencia in right. And the battery for tonight, as you mentioned, Russell Martin behind the plate. And Sanchez is your pitcher.
Umpiring crew tonight, Sam Holbrook has got the plate calling the balls and strikes with the crew chief Gary Cederstrom at first base, Lance Barksdale at second base, and Adam Hamari is the umpire at third. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game. Well, the weather conditions tonight are brought to you by Benjamin Moore. 62 beautiful degrees here in Toronto. Breeze out to left at 9 miles per hour and partly cloudy, the forecast for the remainder of the evening. It was close to 80 degrees here today in Toronto. So here we go. Aaron Sanchez with the first pitch of the ball game and a fly ball out to center field. Kevin Pillar calling and catching the first out of the game. 1 pitch, 1 out for Aaron Sanchez. Mookie Betts not waiting around.
Ordinarily, you chide a little bit over a leadoff hitter swinging at a first pitch, but we know how well Mookie Betts has handled fastballs middle in, and that was the pitch he got right there. He just didn't connect.
So Betts retired in his first debut of the night, and here is Dustin Pedroia. Less than a 278 coming into tonight's action. 5 homers and 12 runs batted in. Pedroia just finished up the homestand, going 10 for 33 during the homestand. As Pablo Sandoval bats in the 3 spot tonight for the Red Sox. David Ortiz, not at the ballpark tonight, was here for batting practice and prior to the ball game, but before game time must depart the premises as part of his suspension.
He was having trouble figuring out what he wanted to do.
This was not in the plans.
No.
Knew it was going to happen sometime or another, but didn't know it'd be game 1 of this series.
Has he been suspended before? I got to figure maybe at some point in time in his career. He's had a few ejections. He's had a lot of ejections.
This is lined into left field for a base hit. Dustin Pedroia with a 1-out single, first base runner of the night.
Kind of odd to think about it if you've been a baseball player as long as he has been. When it's time to play baseball, that's what you're doing. You're not having dinner down the road or at the hotel hanging out. That's not what you do.
7 o'clock comes and you used to be in batting third.
He has no idea what time the sun goes down. Yeah.
So 1 out, 1 on, and here's Pablo Sandoval in his absence. Sandoval at a 300 average to start the night. Told you about the walks for Sanchez as this will miss down and in. It's certainly a concern for the Blue Jays pitching coach Pete Walker.
Well, he's a young kid and he's got so much ability. He's got an electric arm, but he just hasn't figured out what to do with it yet. Talked about that fastball. When he was coming out of the pen, he was rushing it up there about 98. Now as a starter, he's around 94. Big overhand curveball. Just a little trouble with command.
This is chopped to third base. Donaldson to second for 1, on to first. That'll be 2. Double play around the horn wraps up the top of the first inning. The Blue Jays are coming up from Toronto. back in Toronto as the Red Sox did not score in the top of the first inning. Jays batting here in the bottom of the first inning, and it's Devin Travis leading it off for Toronto. He's had a fabulous beginning to his major league career this season with Toronto, and some great numbers. 7 homers, 23 runs batted in already, and nearly hitting 300 at 297. And leading in several categories among rookies right now.
Leading or at the top of the pack on a lot of categories, regardless of rookie or not.
That is going to pick up the outside corner as Travis looking back at Sam Holbrook. AL Rookie of the Month for April, no surprise there. And an inside out swing, lines to center, but Mookie Betts is there to make the catch. One down here in the bottom of the first inning. Let's check out the rest of the Blue Jays starting lineup tonight. It's brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Just saw Devin Travis, Josh Donaldson, who just initiated a 5-4-3 double play to end last inning. Jose Bautista DHing, hitting under 200 right now. Edwin Encarnacion at first. Russell Martin doing the catching with Danny Valencia in right. Kevin Pillar in center. Chris Colabello in left. And Ryan Goins at shortstop bats ninth. One out for Josh Donaldson, the former Oakland A. Off to a good start here with his new team.
He is really going to be the glue that holds this team together if they have any success. I was talking to their manager, Gibbons, before, and he said, I really had no idea he was this good. He was better. He's a better player than I thought he was, and I knew he was pretty good. So he's ecstatic to have him on this ball club and doing what he does for them.
In there for a strike, and it evens actually now 1-2 with that strike to Donaldson. And confirmation from home plate umpire Sam Holbrook. John Gibbons Blue Jays game under 500 at 14-15 coming in as Donaldson fouls it off. Well, tonight's Red Sox starting pitcher is presented by your local New England Audi dealers. 6th start for Wade Miley, 1-3 with a high 7.15 ERA. 13 Ks to 11 walks, and opponent's hitting at 273 against the former National League All-Star. High drive, deep left field. That ball is gone. Blast off the windows out there in straightaway left field. Josh Donaldson picks up his 7th home run of the year, and the Blue Jays jump out to a 1-0 lead.
This is a hanging breaking ball right there. It didn't hang that badly, but it's in a bad spot. Donaldson's a pretty good low ball hitter, and look where that look at the excellent concentration and perfect balance through that swing. That ball's out over the middle of the plate. It didn't break enough to get down and in where he wanted it.
There's Bautista, who will take the strike at the bottom of the zone. Mentioned the 198 average coming in, 5 homers, 17 runs batted in. The shoulder still a problem for him, so he's been mainly DHing and unable to play defensively in right field.
Yeah, he can't throw after he hurt himself throwing. His first game back, of course, was against the Red Sox, and he went deep, not in that first game, but in that series, because he always hits home runs at Fenway. Some people are starting to grumble about maybe he just doesn't really want to play in the field, and he's kind of comfortable DHing right now. Because your shoulder doesn't hurt when you take that hack that he takes. I mean, that's a max effort swing he has.
Broken back grounded to deep short. Bogart's not going to have any chance to get him.
The problem for Wade Miley when he has troubles is he gets the ball up in the strike zone, and that ball's mid-thigh high right there for Donaldson, and it is absolutely waffled out there.
Well, the difference in this game right now, and now an infield hit here for Bautista at first base with 1 out, run in, and Edwin Encarnacion coming up. This combination of Bautista and Encarnacion together now for the better part of the last 3 years, and a lot of success, certainly a lot of power between these two, as Encarnacion will take strike 1, and he hates it as he spins out of the box. Plate umpire Sam Holbrook calling the low strike so far here in the early going is check on first base.
Well, Wade Miley hopes he's going to continue to call that low strike because that's where he needs to live.
Encarnacion starting to heat it up. Last 9 games hitting at .306. He's always hit well against the Red Sox as he'll take that pitch down low. Getting off to a good start tonight. Very important for Wade Miley. Already has surrendered a home run here in the first inning. The Red Sox staff surprised to find out, the Red Sox pitching staff that is, yesterday to find out the coach of theirs was relieved yesterday. And you look at the numbers and the way the season was starting, the way things were going, I guess it's not that much of a surprise. This is line to left and it's going to one-hop the wall. Craig plays the carom heading to third base and sliding safely is Bautista. It's a double for Encarnacion. It's second and third with one out.
Well, we'll harp on this all night, but that wasn't that bad a pitch. That was down in the strike zone. Caught a little bit too much of the plate maybe, but he's down. And for Alan Craig right here, you get no chance of throwing out anybody at third base. You might not have a chance of throwing Encarnacion out at second base, but that's where the throw has to go, second base.
Second and third, a run already in, and Russell Martin coming up here for the Blue Jays. Martin off to the .286 start so far in the season. Blue Jays enjoying his defensive ability. Back at Miley, who picks it. Now has Bautista hung up between third and the plate. Encarnacion takes third. Encarnacion will be at third as Bautista is tagged out by the catcher Swihart.
They better get a timeout right here. Great reactions right here by Miley and an excellent job of getting the ball into the hands of the athletes. Sandoval made a quick throw to home to make sure that you're forcing him back to third base.
So are you saying the pitcher is a non-athlete?
Yeah, that's what most baseball players would call all the pitchers, non-athletes. Get the ball out of their hands as quickly as possible. Get it to the everyday players.
That's what I got out of that.
Yeah, so you're right on.
First and third with 2 down, and Danny Valencia, the batter, former Red Sox infielder, outfielder. Miley trying to grab his bearings here in the first inning. Valencia, .333. No homers and 3 runs batted in. And that low strike again. Consistent so far tonight has been Holbrook. And Valencia asking some questions as the other Blue Jays have here in the bottom of the first inning.
Danny Valencia, you better just hack.
The center fielder Mookie Betts over towards right center. Good size gap out there in left center. Encarnacion at third, Martin at first. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Blue Jays on top 1-0. Little number front of the plate. Out is Swihart. He'll clear the runner and throws to first for the out. That ends the inning. So Miley minimizes the damage with the Blue Jays lead at 1-0. Inning started. Let's check in with Garen Austin.
Yesterday, manager John Farrell said he spoke with pitchers separately, and there was a lot of disappointment. We had the chance to talk with starter Joe Kelly, and here are his thoughts on the coaching change.
It's tough to see those things like that happen, especially to a pretty good guy that Juan was, and he was a great human being. But it's just something that organization felt like they needed to do something, and from the top, and they made the move. And at the end of the day, it's a business, and things like this happen. It's something where we're gonna have to go out there and battle through this little tough spell and go out there and try to win some games.
No, it's tough when somebody is relieved of their duties, and no question that Juan Nieves was so well liked by not only the pitching staff but also the position players, and a big part of the 2013 World Championship here for the Red Sox. And I guess the question is, you take a look at it, Steve. I mean, it's the same guy, the same coach that coached the 2013 edition, that pitching staff. What changed? What led to this?
Well, the pitching staff changed. A lot of new faces in that pitching staff, and they have not been as effective as that 2013 team. And that's, if a lot of the faces were the same, you could really question what was going on. I echo the sentiments of most of the organization and most of the guys on the team, is that Juan Nieves was such a great guy, and he was a good pitching coach too. Someone has to take the fall for this, and it's always the coaches. It's never the player.
And no question, and really the starting staff, the biggest issue perhaps of all of the staff. I mean, not that there's been a great deal of success across the board, but it seems the starting pitching has really been the biggest of the problems. Napoli strikes out to open up the second inning.
Right, you're talking about a pitching staff too that is either last or next to last in every category in pitching there. It's just unacceptable for a Red Sox team.
And here are the numbers this year. Second worst in the major leagues right now, 4.86 team ERA. And then the starters, second worst in Major League Baseball at 5.54. And Juan Nieves relieved of his duties here yesterday. Red Sox have not yet announced anyone to take his position. John Farrell, the accomplished pitching coach that he is, handling those duties tonight. He will go to the mound at all times. He will not have somebody else do that. And there could be somebody in place tomorrow. So we will see, according to John Farrell.
Well, if you listen to John Farrell in his comments today before the ball game, he was talking about, there wasn't any one specific instance that happened that made them decide that they wanted to make this move. They just thought this might be the right time to do it. But the only thing that smells fishy about that is that they didn't have anyone in place. Usually, if you're pretty sure you're going to make a move, you have the next guy waiting in line, and nobody did. So maybe you wonder about that a little bit. But I know they will put someone in place very, very quickly. But it's just odd, the timing of not having anyone ready.
Daniel Nava hitting at 143, no homers, and 6 runs batted in, getting the start in right. And a ground ball foul outside of first. Arnie Baylor will handle that. Pedroia has the only Red Sox hit tonight. Got a single in the first inning. Sanchez working to his second batter here of the second. That'll skip in for ball 3, full count. Aaron Sanchez with a fastball, curveball, slider, and a change. And he comes into tonight's action at 2-2.
Daniel Nava still trying to get off the schneid a little bit on that slump that he's been in. One for his last 18. Draws the walk. That'll help.
Well, the Red Sox Foundation launched the Impact Awards, which provides Red Sox fans in the 5 New England states outside of Massachusetts with the opportunity to vote on their favorite local nonprofits to decide which organizations will be awarded grants totaling $75,000. To cast your vote, visit redsox.com/impact. 1 out, 1 on, and Alan Craig hitting at 156 with a home run, 2 runs batted in. He was 3 for 14 in the homestand, and now having a chance to play on a semi-regular basis.
He is hitting the ball harder, a little bit more regularly up there at the plate, starting to get a little bit more comfortable. This guy is facing, there's Hanley Ramirez, who's still out. Still no word exactly of when he'll return, but
he was taking swings today in the cage area, and supposed to take batting practice tomorrow, so it seems like he is getting better.
Getting closer.
Yep. And certainly that is a good thing for the Red Sox. Big hole in the Red Sox lineup without Hanley Ramirez in the middle of it.
They said the halfway point, which would be about a week, if you're talking about a 15-day DL, is the point where they really have to make a decision. If he's better by halfway, they can get him back in the lineup. If he's still scuffling a little bit, you DL him and take that extra week, and then it can go retroactive back to the last time he played.
1 out, 1 on. Alan Craig waiting on a 1-1 pitch, and he will take ball 2.
Now, having said that, Craig is a little bit more comfortable at the plate now. He has to face Sanchez, who rushes it up there mid-90s, doesn't know where it's going half the time, and he's got a yellow hammer for a curveball to throw at you, too.
On the ground towards third base, Donaldson will go to first base, and he gets Alan Craig. On the second goes Navas, softly chopped ball to the left side, and a chance for the double play, 2 down. Well, tonight's league leaders are brought to you by Captain Morgan, and we were talking about the walks allowed, and Sanchez with 21 leads in that category. Masterson right in behind him at 18. Santiago, Tillman of the Orioles, and Carnes, who the Red Sox faced earlier this year, starter for the Tampa Bay Rays. So far, no walks tonight for Sanchez in that category.
If Sanchez continues to get ahead in the count with strike 1 on his first pitches, he'll be fine.
This is lined and caught, and the shortstop Goins go up into the air to grab it. Inning and a half done. Blue Jays on top 1-0. Okay. One nothing. Blue Jays have the lead over the Red Sox as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Bottom third of the Jays order. Kevin Pillar, Chris Colabello, and Ryan Goins. And there is strike 1 to Pillar. 277 average coming in for Pillar. The home run and 14 runs batted in.
Talking to Russell Martin before the ball game today, and he told me that he thinks that this kid right here, Pillar, may be the best athlete they have on their team. This guy's a human highlight reel. He makes a great catch, they say, like almost every other day. I asked him about playing on this turf, and there's been so many complaints around the league about this new turf up here at the Rogers Center that Pillar told me it's a little bit like trying to play beach volleyball. It's soft to run through.
And it's slowing balls down dramatically as there's a foul tip into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. For a strikeout for Wade Miley.
All right, the Red Sox defense brought to you by Southwest Airlines. And around the infield, there's a change over there. Sandoval at third, Bogarts and Pedroia with Travis Shaw making his debut at first base. Alan Craig in left, Mookie Betts in center, Daniel Nava in right. And your battery is Swihart and Wade Miley.
So not only is the turf slow from what they are talking about, but a lot of players complaining about the rubbery stuff that comes out of the turf that is kind of a black substance that's been going into players' eyes coming out.
It's kind of it's basically like ground up tires. It's rubberized stuff, and you'll see it when the ball hits it or guys run on it.
Driven to left down the line, but it is going to be a foul ball. Not the distance, but to the left of the pole.
You can see the little pebbles kind of flying up, and you see those in NFL stadiums with football teams, kind of the same thing. But this grass feels really long to me, quote unquote grass. You see how long the blades are, and you can see the black pebbles stuck down in there. It seems to me that they haven't put enough of that stuff in there to have it settle in and make the blades of grass shorter so they're not so long. I told Mookie Betts I could barely see him when he was standing on there. He was like snuggled down in the grass. It was so long.
Now, Dustin Pedroia had a single earlier and get a good chance here to see what we're talking about. Just and you can see it
like
slow
a
it
rooster
down
tail
too.
there after a while. Yeah, they say that's the amazing thing. On many turf fields, it doesn't actually happen, but you feel as a player like the ball actually speeds up on turf. Here, there's no question. Guys are hitting the balls into the gaps, and they're not getting to the wall. They're slowing down before they even get to the wall. Guys just go over and pick it up and throw it in.
So it has been an issue so far this season and a topic of discussion, especially for teams coming here to the first time this year. Now, the turf here before used to be extremely hard. This is a multi-purpose facility. To right field, struck well. Nava going back, and that ball is going to be gone into the bullpen. Chris Colabello, Massachusetts' own Chris Colabello. Another solo shot for the Jays, and Toronto leads it 2-0.
Once again, up in the zone, just right below the belt. Colabello goes fiercely the other way. This ball is hammered to right. This ballpark is a bandbox, really. The ball flies out of this place. And
especially with the roof open.
Yeah, that ball was hit well. But you hit it that good the other way, it's going to get out of here.
Much different effect here of the roof open in Toronto as this one is fouled back and out of play. Ryan Goins the batter. This Colabello, born in Framingham, Massachusetts, resides in Milford, Mass during the offseason.
Graduated from Milford High School, maybe? I think he did.
This is a foul ball off to the left out of play, 0-2. Red Sox had faced him in the past. He was a member of the Minnesota Twins for 55 games in 2013 and 59 games last year.
What a tremendous start he got off to when he was with the Twins.
Yeah, you're right. Milford, Mass High School and Assumption College in Worcester, Mass. Graduating in 05. His dad, Lou Colabello, played for Team Italy in the 1984 Olympics. Now he is homered here and giving the Blue Jays a 2-0 advantage. Ryan Goins with a count of 2-2, the shortstop for the Jays.
Milford, Mass, the home of WMRC Radio, the radio station of the year, 2 years running in Massachusetts.
Strike 3 for Goins, and the second strikeout for Wade Miley, 2 down.
That pitch down right under the kneecaps, and we've talked about that. This is right where Miley has to pitch in order to be effective. If he gets up, he just doesn't have the extra velo to throw the ball by guys, and we've already seen 2 home runs when the ball's up in the zone a little.
Devin Travis lined out to the center fielder Mookie Betts in the first inning. And the high strike this time has Travis looking back. 2 home runs. As now the home plate umpire, Sam Holbrook, barking back into the Blue Jays dugout, saying that's enough. He complained about his low strike earlier, now complaining about his high strike, and hearing it from the Blue Jays dugout.
Dugouts here are very, very close to home plate, too, so you're not going to say a whole lot that isn't heard by the home plate umpire. You see the relation there.
Cranked foul into the seats. And a swing and a miss, and Miley strikes out the side with a solo home run mixed in by Chris Colabello. 2-0 Toronto. Two to nothing. The Blue Jays have the lead as we head to the visiting half of the third inning. And it's Xander Bogaerts, Travis Shaw, and Mookie Betts. It's Aaron Sanchez, who has given up a hit through the first 2 innings. And Bogaerts will take the strike right down the middle at 94 miles an hour. Swinging a foul tip into the catcher's mitt that time. 94, 95 from Sanchez tonight.
That center field view gives you a really good look at the sinking action on Sanchez's pitches, and sometimes that gets him in trouble. Sometimes he has a tough time keeping it over the plate. There he cranks one off at 97.
He's from Barstow, California. There's a ground ball sharply hit to third, knocked down by Donaldson, stays with it, and his throw will be late. Bogaerts able to beat it out.
Kind of a rare mistake there by Donaldson. It hits him right in the glove, but then can't hang on to it. Plays a little closer down there than I thought initially. I thought Bogaerts had it beat, but that's really close.
And now they are going to
get a challenge.
Yep. Jays want a challenge, so.
Hopefully this will be one where it's so close they'll rule inconclusive. Donaldson's hoping for the reversal so he doesn't get an error on the play.
That is really close.
You see from this side, we see where the ball goes into the glove.
Ooh.
You know, we've seen so many of them where they say you have to the ball
be in the back
has to
of the
be
glove.
closed up. The glove has to be closed up around the ball, and if that's the case, then he's probably safe.
Crowd here seeing it on the big screen in center. They think he's out.
Yeah, the Blue Jays crowd.
Yeah. John Gibbons, Pete Walker waiting to find out.
I think it's going to be inconclusive. That's too close to really. The ball's in his glove, but he hasn't wrapped it up yet.
Do you need to wrap it up, or does it just need to be in the back of the glove?
I think it has to be in the back of the glove.
Back.
But it's like we don't want to see any more. We don't want to see white.
They're taking a good long time here right now, as John Gibbons has challenged this play at first. There'll be a leadoff runner on here for the Red Sox, who are out number 1 of the inning. We'll see. Right now, as it stands, Donaldson's got an error. We won't be able to see where the ball is in the glove on that one. And they're saying he's safe. So sticking with the ruling on the field, error for Josh Donaldson. And here comes Travis Shaw for his first major league at bat.
For Donaldson, that's his 5th error of the season.
Just a 189 average in 24 games for Shaw so far with the Pawtucket Red Sox. Well, he takes strike 1.
He did have 3 home runs in Pawtucket. And if you're a guy like Travis Shaw, who's going to be known for his power, you get your first major league at bat, you're looking to leave the yard right now.
On the ground, back to the mound. It's picked by Sanchez. The second, a bad throw there. They do get the out. They say it's on the transfer that he dropped the ball. The indication by Lance Barksdale. So Bogaerts is out, as Sanchez had a chance there for double play, but a bad throw.
He had more time, too. This is just right back to you. Make a good throw to your shortstop. You've got a big guy at the plate. Not going to get down the line all that well. Yeah, that's a good call down at second. Made the out. Tried to get the ball out of his glove.
1 out, Shaw at first base, and Mookie Betts coming up. That's flying out to center field in the first inning, 0 for 1.
I don't mean to say that Travis is a big lumbering first baseman. He's a big guy, but he's actually a pretty good athlete, fairly quick, moves around pretty good, but he's still got to get down that line. They should have taken more time to make that play.
That's who powered up during the homestand. In fact, each of his last 3 hits have been for home runs. And each of his last 6 hits have gone for extra bases. 3 doubles, 3 homers. 5-game hitting streak coming into tonight's game.
Mookie's number 2 on this team in RBIs. Can you believe that?
He's the leadoff hitter for the Red Sox. Travis Shaw at first, held on by Encarnacion with 1 out here in the Boston 3rd inning.
And the Ramirez has 22 RBIs. That leads the ball club. Mookie with 18.
In the air to right field towards the line. Colabello moving in and over to make the catch. No advance for Shaw. 2 down. Well, it's time now for the Geico Red Sox moment all season long. Geico will highlight the 1975 Red Sox in honor of their 40th anniversary. In their 29th game of the 75 season, the Red Sox lost to Kansas City 5-3. Bernie Carbo did go deep for his 4th of the season as part of that loss. 2 down, runner at first for Dustin Pedroia, who singled to left field in his first at bat. As has the only Red Sox hit so far in the night off Sanchez.
Dustin very quietly becoming the Pedroia of old. Very steady. Numbers creeping up there. He's been on base either with a hit or a walk in his last 13 straight games, so he's getting on base.
Framed there by Martin, but not getting the call. 3-0. Sixth career major league start tonight for Aaron Sanchez. Second against the Red Sox this year, and Martin's conversation continues with the home plate umpire, Sam Holbrook. The Blue Jays as a group are not excited about Sam Holbrook's strike zone in this game. And that'll be ball four. A close pitch at 95 miles an hour. So second walk given up by Sanchez now tonight.
Well, you talked about it earlier in this game. He has a penchant to do that. You got to make him pay when he starts walking guys.
Last year working exclusively out of the pen. 24 games out of the pen last year for Sanchez. He was 3 for 3 in save opportunities a year ago. Well, there is a panda here.
Yeah.
There is strike one. 97 miles an hour that time.
That guy's all in with the outfit too. It's not like it's just a little hat with a panda head on.
No, the full suit.
it's
head to toe.
It's got to be a little toasty inside there. There you go.
This is fouled back. Sandoval trying to jump on that fastball that was up. Boston-based daily fantasy company DraftKings.com, the official daily fantasy partner of your Boston Red Sox. They're giving out $300 million in cash prizes. Enter promo code NESSON to play for free. Runners at first and second, 2 down in the Boston third inning. Ball and 2 strikes to Sandoval. Two and two.
Good eye.
On the first outing for Sanchez against the Red Sox, he left that start with a 5-4 lead. Eventually, the Blue Jays lost to the Red Sox 6-5. 5 relief appearances against Boston last year at a 1.80 ERA. Sandoval fouling it off again. You take Ortiz out of this lineup, you take Hanley Ramirez out of this lineup. Looks a lot different. And Sandoval batting third, Napoli fourth, and again Hanley appears to be closer as the catcher Russell Martin goes out to talk to Sanchez.
Yeah, I mean, this, no question, everybody knows, everybody that's been watching this offense, and everyone was all excited about the potential power and the number of runs that they could show up. People talking about 800 runs or more this year. I mean, power goes into a slump. And that's what you're seeing now. With a couple of guys out of the lineup. Napoli not hitting. Nava in a 1 for 18 slump.
Red Sox are 8th in runs in the American League, while these Blue Jays are 1st in that category. Right now, Shaw at second, Pedroia at first with 2 down.
Get a run and start.
On the ground to the backhand goes Encarnacion. Sanchez will cover for the out that ends the inning. Red Sox strand a pair. It's 2-0 Toronto. Back at the Rogers Center in Toronto, north of the border, for Game 1 of a 3-game series. And so far, the Blue Jays have a 2-0 advantage. There's a liner to right. Nava's coming in, and he almost lost it in the light bank that time. But he makes the grab on the backhand on Josh Donaldson. Right level with the light bank there, and you can see Nava was in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah. Once it gets in those lights, sometimes it doesn't want to come back out. Daniel fighting it the entire way, got himself into a position where he thought he was tracking the ball in the right direction, and he was.
One down for Jose Bautista. A base hit in the first inning. So far, 4 hits tonight for the Blue Jays, out hitting the Red Sox 4-1. Well, tonight's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. 192 home runs since 2010. That's the most. Miguel Cabrera, Giancarlo Stanton 2-3. There's a grounder to shortstop. Bogarts to his left. And there are 2 outs in the inning. Yeah, you're noticing on some of these ground balls that it almost, and I don't know if it is or not, but it has the effect that it is slowing the ball down, like it's grabbing on the surface, rather than having it kind of skip on the surface like you're used to on most turfs.
Yeah,
it seems to slow it down.
Barely getting to these guys. I just saw that graphic on Bautista and the number of home runs he's hit. Back in 2010, he hit 54. Went on to hit 43 the next year and then dropped off a little bit the year after that because he was injured. But he had never hit more than 15 in a season before the number 54 showed up.
Encarnacion, a double and a run driven in the first inning. His 15th RBI of the season. Time call very late, as it is called by the catcher, Blake Swihart, and Sam Holbrook giving him the time. As I want to remind you that tomorrow on Dining Playbook, Billy Costa and Jenny Johnson review Nick Verano's newest venture, Modern Steakhouse, Strip by Strega. Here where you should go before, during, and after the game in Southie. Plus, Billy takes you to Fenway Farms, a new garden located inside Fenway Park. Catch all that and more tomorrow morning at 9. Encarnacion jumping back out of the way of that fastball inside. Bouncing in 2-2. Swing and a miss. Waved at that pitch in the dirt, and he'll be tagged out to end the inning. 4th strikeout for Wade Miley. First 1-2-3 inning for Miley. Our business bankers are for you. Days, nights, and double headers. To see why we've been named the #1 SBA lender in New England, visit easternbank.com/smallbiz. The Rogers Center here in Toronto, the site for Game 1 of this 3-game series. Don Orsillo, Steve Lyons, Aaron Austin with you. Blue Jays have a 2-0 advantage here into the top of the 4th inning with Aaron Sanchez back on the hill, and it'll be Napoli, Nava, and Craig to bat in the inning. Napoli struck out swinging in the 2nd inning, the only strikeout recorded so far tonight by Sanchez, who has walked 2 batters. Now he falls behind 3-0. Last pitch is 50th already of the night.
And that's the key to getting him in trouble, is to make him work. Tons of pitches early on in this game. Red Sox really weren't working the count all that much, but they have turned that around lately.
They'll catch a special Mother's Day edition of Nesson Clubhouse Sunday at 11:30. D'Angelo Ortiz learns some hitting tips from Xander Bogaerts. Justin Masterson takes the hot seat in small talk, and Mom's favorite foods are discussed. Catch it all Sunday on Nesson Clubhouse, presented by Delta Dental of Massachusetts. Lead runner on. A walk to Napoli, the 3rd given up by Sanchez, and here is Nava at a walk of his own back in the 2nd inning. Penda's going to get some food, I think.
He figures Sandoval won't be up again for a little while. Do they sell bamboo shoots here?
I don't know if they do. No.
I don't. Go up there for a nibble.
Now and Craig on deck here. Nobody out. Runner at first. Sanchez, a Blue Jays first-round supplemental pick, 34th overall in 2010. And missing again. So that is now 3-0 after he walked Mike Napoli. And here's that spell of wildness that we're told could happen. It's happening.
Sometimes he overcompensates when that sinker is sinking so much that he can't keep it on the plate. He'll overcompensate and hook the fastball and throw it and kind of hook it off the other side of the plate. And now he doesn't know what's going on.
There's a strike right down the middle at 94 miles an hour. Mike Napoli at first base, held on by Edwin Encarnacion. Very high, ball 4, and the second time Nava's walked tonight. That's 4 walks allowed by Sanchez.
And this is where the Red Sox really have to take advantage. I mean, they're getting beaten this ball game. Now the guy can't get the ball over the plate.
I want to remind you that Thursday, May 21st, is Louis Tiant bobblehead night at Fenway Park. All fans in attendance will receive a free Louis Tiant bobblehead presented by Granite City Electric. Visit redsox.com/promos for more info to purchase your tickets now. 2 on, nobody out here for the Red Sox in a 2-run game. The Blue Jays getting solo home runs in the 1st and 2nd innings. Now a chance for Alan Craig to do some damage here. His second at bat against Sanchez. He grounded out to Josh Donaldson at 3rd base in the 2nd inning.
Ooh, did it get him?
Got him. Yep. Hit him. So the base is loaded on 2 walks and a hit batter here. Golden opportunity for the Red Sox.
Watch that running, tailing action on that fastball. When it's down, it's nasty and hard to hit, and if you hit it, you beat it into the ground. But when it's up, it either flattens out or it tails so much like that it becomes a runner. And on into Craig and hits him.
Bases filled with Red Sox for Blake Swihart. And that one comes back to get the corner at 95. Kind of a mock cheer here from the Blue Jays faithful. Swihart slaps it foul off to the left. I think it is a mechanical issue right now with him, as Liam Hendricks is up in the Blue Jays pen.
You know, I think he's so young and still throws so hard that he's still kind of a max effort guy that he hasn't honed his mechanics in just to being able to repeat his delivery enough times.
In the dirt, and a good play by Martin sliding to his right.
What is he? 22 years old, I think,
Yep.
too. I mean, this kid's going to do nothing but get better. He's got a great arm. There's no question about that. We've seen that.
Aaron Sanchez's pitching line brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. 3+ a hit. No runs yet. 4 walks. 2 of them coming in this inning. Struck out a batter. He's hit a batter. Bases loaded. And there is ball 3, full count.
He went 0-2 and now he's thrown 3 straight. I got to tell you, it's no fun to hit against a guy like this either, because he doesn't know where it's going. You can't get comfortable at the plate. Can't like dig in and say, oh, I'm going to see dead red fastball. He probably will get a fastball right here. Then it might not be a strike.
And it is a strike. Strike 3, and Swihart is caught looking. The first out of the 4th inning is a strikeout of Swihart.
This is what they call kind of a Yahoo fastball. You start that in on the belt buckle of a left-handed hitter and let it run back and catch the inside part of the plate. There's a guy named Greg Maddux that made that pitch pretty famous, and he threw it about 10 miles an hour slower.
Bases filled with Red Sox. 1 out for Xander Bogaerts.
Ouch.
The check swing, didn't mean to swing at that, but it gets part of the bat and fouls it off.
Red Sox have to come away with something here.
A walk to Napoli, walk to Nava. Craig hit by a pitch before Swihart struck out. Strike 2.
Ooh.
Look back down there at the bottom of the zone. Travis Shaw waiting on deck. Bogaerts hits it on the ground up the middle. It's the shortstop Goins who touches second, throws to first, double play. Well, the Red Sox had a golden opportunity. They threaten but do not score. It's 2-0 Toronto. 2-0 Blue Jays have lead over the Red Sox. Red Sox with a terrific opportunity that's gone by the boards. They had the bases loaded, nobody out. Handed the situation to get something done, and could not. As Sanchez pitched his way out of the jam after 2 walks and a hit batter. Miley returns to the hill here, having given up a solo home run to Donaldson in the first, solo home run to Colabello in the second. And a 1-2-3 third, and now dealing with Russell Martin to begin the inning.
Last time out, Wade Miley had one of his better starts. 7 innings, 7 hits and 3 runs against the New York Yankees. He took the loss in that one, but got deep into the ball game, gave up just the 3 runs. I think conventional wisdom would say on this ball club, if they're going well, the Red Sox offense will score you more than 3 runs in order to win a game.
Tonight's key matchup is brought to you by Honda. Start something special with a great deal on a Honda. Martin 12 for 20 during a 5-game hitting streak. Started very slow at the plate as he protects the plate here and fouls it off to the right out of play.
He's got kind of a tough job. He comes here as an all-star catcher with a lot of experience. He's very well liked in Pittsburgh. Signs a big money deal, no question. He's Canadian from Montreal, so he's kind of coming home. And he has to deal with a very, very young, raw staff. I was talking to him about Sanchez today. He says, yeah, blocking balls with him is a little difficult sometimes. His curveball's not so bad. It's that 97-mile-an-hour fastball. When he bounces that's no fun.
So far, he has been throwing out base runners with regularity. Swing and a miss here, and Miley picks up his 5th strikeout. To celebrate Small Business Month this May, Eastern Bank will be sharing business tips, stories of inspiration, and other ways to make every day a big day for your small business. Celebrate with us at easternbank.com/smallbiz. It is now 6 in a row retired by Miley. And Danny Valencia batting here, grounded right in front of home plate, was thrown out by the catcher Swihart back in the first inning.
Well, Valencia is in there today because he's a .334 career hitter versus left-handed pitching.
Picks up the corner, and it's 1-2. Valencia, a member of the Red Sox for 10 games back in the 2012 season. That year spending time with the Pawtucket Red Sox, also in the majors with the Minnesota Twins. This now marks his 2nd season with Toronto. Came up in the Twins organization. Originally a 19th round pick by Minnesota. Lines it to left field, in for a base hit. Alan Craig over to cut it off. A 1-out single for Valencia breaks up a string of 6 in a row retired by Wade Miley. Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner, has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway, all with a 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games, including the Yankees. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. 1 out, Danny Valencia at first base, and Kevin Pillar, the batter. A strikeout victim in the second as he went swinging. A great move of Miley's.
Yeah. He'll pick you off. Probably the best move in the league. Only 1 attempted steal against him all season. No lead.
It was a fly ball to shallow left. Bogart's out, Craig in. Bogarts wants it and now gives way. Looked like he was going to hang in there right till the end. And then Alan Craig calls him off and makes the catch, 2 down.
Well, that's the way it should be. You love a shortstop or any of your infielders to go back on balls. Outfielders love guys that'll come out there. But just like a center fielder will call off his left and right fielder, the guy who's coming in on the play, where it's an easier play to come in on, that guy takes control of the play. And if he's calling you off, then you get out of there.
2 down here in the last of the 4th inning. Chris Colabello. A solo shot in the 2nd inning. Previous Major League experience with the Minnesota Twins in 2013 and last year. And 6 home runs last year for the Twins, 39 runs batted in. 7 home runs in 2013 with the Twins. Now, member of the Blue Jays.
He's got some pop, too. It used to be when you play at the Homer Dome in Minnesota, not a big deal. But that ballpark they have in Minnesota now, that's no launching pad.
Nope. Target field a little bit different.
You're hitting home runs there. You're hitting them.
And dealing with the baggie in right field.
Yeah, the baggie. The garbage bag. Target field, especially on a day when it gets a little bit warmer, it's a beautiful place. Not the easiest place to hit home runs.
Takes a little while to get warmer there, though.
Yes, it does. It's amazing when you go to Minnesota, too. The people that used to talk about, not only did they hate the Homer Dome, they just hated it. It was a terrible place to play baseball. But they wanted to be outside.
Yes.
They're like, we used to come in and drink some peach schnapps. We were fine. It wasn't cold out here. Are you kidding me? April and May? Goodness.
We were there for the first series ever. Target field.
Yeah. Chilly.
It was on the chilly side, but it was great to be outside. A great city. Minneapolis is, too. Valencia held on at first base by Travis Shaw with 2 down here in the 4th inning. And a swing and a miss as Miley picks up his 6th strikeout, getting Colabello to 4. It's 2-0 Toronto. Two 2-0 Blue Jays have the lead. Let's send it down to Garen Austin.
Thanks, Don. Travis Shaw is making his major league debut tonight, and he said he couldn't be more thrilled. Shaw's dad, Jeff, has pitched parts of 12 major league seasons and was a former teammate of manager John Farrell in Cleveland. Shaw said his parents are super excited but couldn't be here tonight in Toronto because of flight issues. But Don, his dad gave him some advice. He said, stay within yourself and do what you've always done.
They get his first at bat in the third inning. Reached on a fielder's choice. Now they get him defensively aligned perfectly. What a hop that was. But Goins stays with it. Hit off that dirt area where the AstroTurf ends and the dirt begins. And boy, did that take a big hop. But Goins able to go up to get it and throws out Shaw.
Gonna hit right on the seam, right about there. You see the black pebbles flying, and then you see Goins going up. They really love him at shortstop. They say he's more than steady. Makes every play. Got to have it.
One down here in the fifth inning, and it brings up Mookie Betts. Now, the seams are not new to this equation. This turf may be, but they've always had seams here in the turf, and it seems like they are big seams. Forgive the pun. But you can see them from up here where we are going across the infield. And there they are. I mean, the ball hits that, it's going to change direction.
It's like a bad carpet job.
One-two pitch grounded up over the mound as Travis on the run, off balance throw in time for the second out. Now, for every Red Sox hit in May, Echo Store Technologies will donate $50 to the Greg Hill Foundation. Echo Store and the Greg Hill Foundation responding immediately to improve the lives of local families touched by tragedy. To learn more, visit echostore.com. Echo Store Technologies, your data center solutions provider. Devin Travis handling that grounder. Two down in the inning for Dustin Pedroia. And aboard twice tonight. A single to left, a walk in the third. So far has the Red Sox lone hit. Grounder left side. Goins again. Kind of surrounds it, and the off balance throw in time. 3 ground ball outs, so 1-2-3 inning, 2-0 Toronto. Last of the fifth inning, Wade Miley back on the mound, has 6 strikeouts, trails 2-0. Ryan Goins going the other way. Craig coming over, and Alan Craig able to make the catch in left center. Wade Miley's pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. 4 1/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. Up to 72 pitches. Fortunately, 2 of the 5 hits have been home runs. Most solo shots.
Couple long balls, but both solo, as you mentioned, and he's pitched well enough to keep his team in the ball game, and they can't score him any runs.
The 6 strikeouts equals a season high for Miley, who struck out 6 Yankees in his Red Sox debut back on April the 10th. Grounder right side, Pedroia to his left, and Devon Travis is out number 2.
Here's the home runs allowed by Miley in the first inning. It was Donaldson. As we mentioned, it wasn't a terrible pitch. It was down in the zone, just caught a little bit too much of the plate, and that he can hit. And then a homegrown product. Colabello to right field and out of the yard.
34 home runs allowed, tying the Blue Jays in that category. Josh Donaldson will take strike 1. Donaldson with the home run. He's also lined out to right field.
Karen Austin mentioned that Travis Shaw's father, Jeff, played in the big leagues for a long time as a pitcher, most notably with Cincinnati, and then at the end of his career with the Los Angeles Dodgers. He could pitch. Travis is a way bigger kid than Jeff was, though. It's a big man right there.
Cleans this out, lines it into left field for a base hit. Second hit of the night for Donaldson, who's aboard with 2 outs here in the 5th inning.
He's got a good looking swing, doesn't he, Don?
Yes, he does.
That's fairly well publicized. The reason why he's playing in Toronto right now. Look at that, head down. We showed you the balance on his home run. Doesn't get out in front of himself and squares some things up. I had a little spat in Oakland, and that's why he ended up here. Can't imagine that you'd want to trade a guy of his caliber. The Blue Jays were waiting with open arms.
All-star last year for the Oakland A's. So bounce in, blocked by Swihart, no advance for Donaldson. He had 29 home runs last year to Donaldson with the Oakland A's, 98 RBIs.
A little disappointed in Donaldson, though. No creative lettuce this year, man. He's got the bad mullet and
he's got
tail
something going on there. He's got some stuff on top.
Had a long tail going on before with you know, serious crazy mullet.
I mean, I wouldn't call his moss average. I mean, he's got some stuff going on there. I mean, he cuts it short on the sides, and then he's got this, you know,
a
more
mohawk
hair
thing
on
going?
top. No mohawk, but he's got.
Oh yeah, he's just got the
extra,
head plate now.
Extra moss.
Yeah,
and it's got stuff in it. Like,
well, he can still grow it.
Right.
Don't like guys like that.
1-2 pitch. I think he went. They're going to check. He did, says Gary Cederstrom. That is strikeout number 7 for Miley through 5. It's 2-0 Toronto. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. 6th inning, 2-0. The Blue Jays have the lead, and first pitch swinging is Pablo Sandoval. Pretty healthy hack at the first offering. Pablo 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded into a 5-4-3 double play, grounded out to first base. Red Sox have been held to 1 hit in this game, out hit 6-1 by the Blue Jays. Have had opportunities though since Sanchez has walked for and hit a batter. Grounder softly foul. Sandoval upset with himself.
Oh man.
Toronto Elvis.
The Panda, and he's in the same seat as the Panda used to be in. Could it be?
Back to the mound. Sanchez will flip to first, and Sandoval has grounded out for the 3rd time tonight.
Is there any possibility that
you think that's
the new Toronto Elvis used to be the Panda?
The Panda before that? I think he went to change. He wasn't going to get food. Is that your point?
Yeah.
It's maybe not even his seat.
It's getting hugs from everybody.
This one fouled back by Napoli. Napoli has struck out tonight and walked. Five in a row retired by Sanchez. A little bit too high, 1-1. Napoli finished the homestand going 4 for 25 and wrapped up the series against Tampa Bay 2 for 12. It's a fly ball to center, playable for Kevin Pillar. Doesn't see it. Now he does. Wow. He was in the right spot, as it turned out. It's time for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store, the Boston Red Sox. Tom? All right, Tom, thanks very much. Back here at the Rogers Center. 2 outs here in the 6th inning for Daniel Nava. He has walked twice, and he starts off taking a ball 1 at 96 miles an hour. Two and 0.
Got to think they'll go away. Fastball, but let it sink away.
Wow. Pitches that Sanchez is not getting.
Russell Martin is going to be furious now. That's the 2nd pitch he's gone in there now, and he's going to be, he's talking right now. He's chewing on him right now about those pitches and the location, and he wants those both to be strikes.
That's a strike at the bottom of the zone, and it is a full count now. And a consistent pitch, a consistent strike all night from Holbrook down there.
Kneecaps.
Nava lifts a fly ball to center field. Pillar going back. It'll take him to the warning track, but he's there. A 1-2-3, 6th inning for Sanchez. 2-0 Toronto. 6 innings tonight. Miley headed to work here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 3, 4, and 5 scheduled for the Blue Jays. Edwin Encarnacion, Russell Martin, and Danny Valencia. Encarnacion, the double back in the 1st inning, struck out swinging in the 3rd. One of 7 strikeouts for Miley. That is a season high. There's a strike, 3-1. Did he go? No. And it's ball 4. Encarnacion, the leadoff walk to begin the bottom of the 6th inning. Just the first walk given up by Miley. CVS Pharmacy is proud to support the American Lung Association Lung Force campaign to make lung cancer a public health priority. From May 3rd to the 23rd, you can make a donation to support lung cancer research at the register at all CVS Pharmacy locations. CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox.
This is where I think maybe you got to stir around a little bit down in that bullpen. We've seen the Red Sox this year, and the 6th inning has been their nemesis. Things start to go south very, very quickly. You got to make sure there's someone at least playing catch down there, maybe thinking about getting ready to get into this game if Miley runs into trouble.
Nobody currently warming in the pen right now. Nobody doing any of the things that you're suggesting. It is a suggestion.
That's why I suggested it.
Leadoff walk allowed here to Encarnacion.
It's falling on deaf ears, are you saying?
How about stretching? Would you include stretching, getting ready?
Stretching counts, but who is that? Koji or Tozawa? Who is that? That's not anybody that's going to be in the game anytime soon.
Line to left, and Craig's coming in, but it's going to drop in front of him. Had to leap to get that as it almost got up over his head on the bounce off the turf. It's a base hit for Martin, and the first 2 have reached for the Blue Jays here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Not a tough pitch to hit for Russell Martin. That's just a fastball right out over the plate. Miley was actually a little bit lucky. Martin's been hammering the ball lately, and that one got in on him just enough to jam him a little bit.
Two on, nobody out. Danny Valencia has hit a number in front of the plate, was thrown out 2-3, and then single to left in the 4th inning. A little bit low that time for ball 1. Longest outing of the year for Miley was his last outing, a 7-inning effort, throwing 102 pitches. And that was against the Yankees. He did take the loss. Did he go? No, says Gary Cederstrom.
That little backdoor breaking ball right there has been effective for him all night. Didn't get the call on that one, couldn't get a swing out of it, but it's been a good pitch.
Agondo is up now in the pen. First action we've seen out there tonight for Boston. First 2 have reached, nobody out in the inning. Valencia grounds one foul. Kevin Pillar on deck. Ed Miley starts this inning with a walk. Did not walk anybody in his 7-inning effort last time out. And only 1 walk so far tonight, but comes to lead off the inning, followed up by a single by Martin. And Valencia grounds one into center field. Encarnacion being waved around. He will score the 3rd Blue Jays run of the night, 3-0 Toronto.
Sometimes when you see a ball hit like this, you're thinking, oh, this could be a double play ball, and then you look up and your shortstop's not there. You see where Bogey's playing farther into that 6 hole there. I'm not saying that he should have been playing closer to second base. Sometimes you're just wishing he was there.
John Farrell acting as the pitching coach as well as the manager tonight. Making all the visits to the mound, as he just did. 1st and 3rd with nobody out. Kevin Pillar, the batter. 0 for 2 tonight. Pillar striking out swinging in the 2nd. He flied out to left in the 4th inning. Bunt bid, and it is popped up, but Shaw not able to run it down.
The Red Sox give up more runs in the 1st inning than any other team in baseball. They gave up 1 in the 1st inning in tonight's ball game, and then when the 6th inning rolls around, the history so far this season is that's when things fall apart.
Blue Jays came into this inning with a 2-0 advantage. They've added a run, looking for more now. Still nobody out. Fly ball down the line and right. Nava headed over towards that line. Will make the catch. Tagging at 3rd and coming homeward is Martin. The throw is cut off. Run scores. Go to 2nd is late, but he came off the bag and he's out. So it's after he came off the bag that the tag is applied. And that's just the 1st out of the inning. 2nd out of the inning is a catch made in right, so 2 down now, but the run does count, and it is now 4-0 Toronto.
Well, this throw is going to be well offline. You see Shaw going over to try to cut it off and then come back into second base. Once again, smart move by Bogaerts to keep the tag on down there at second base, because guys do crazy things around the bases now. They don't like to stand on them. Heads up play right there by Bogaerts.
So now the base is empty with 2 outs in the inning, and Chris Colabello coming up. A sac fly for Pillar. Picks up the RBI's 15th of the year. And a swing and a miss for Colabello. He homered in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 4th inning. Pretty good start to his Blue Jays career. 7 for 10 out of the gate.
He does that, doesn't he? That's what he did with the Twins. Showed up and just crushed the ball for about 60 at bats. It seemed like they stuck with him very long. Even, started to slump a little bit, as many players do, but hang in there with a guy. Maybe he turns it around again, makes some adjustments. Next thing you know, he was gone again. Hopefully he'll get his chance right up here in Toronto.
Blue Jays have added a pair here so far in the bottom of the 6th inning. Leadoff walk, always trouble, and it was. It led to a run and Encarnacion scoring. Miley now slowing it up.
Leadoff walk followed by a couple base hits is usually even more trouble.
Two and two. Agondo is ready should they choose to go to him. They're warming up here for the better part of the inning. Full count down to Colabello. And he's calling out Swihart is Miley. See if they're crossed up on this last pitch.
Watch Swihart there, see what he's looking for. Big breaking ball. He thought that was going to be either a slider or a fastball. He got a curve.
Swing and a miss, and Miley is able to strike out Colabello, but the damage done. The Blue Jays get 2 more and take a 4-0 lead. Presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. Alan Craig leading it off and taking strike one. 4-0 Blue Jays on top. Out hitting the Red Sox 8-1 in this game. Alan Craig hit by a pitch his last time up. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball. 104 pitches for Wade Miley through 6 innings. On the ground up the middle, diving is Goins. From one knee, the throw is going to be not in time. Nice play, though, and a great try by Ryan Goins. Let's see why the Blue Jays are excited about their shortstop.
Well, the old turf, this ball scoots through easily, but with the new turf, it's slower. He makes a good play, gets up. He might have a challenge on this play because it was awfully close. Yeah.
They are going to challenge.
Think you're going to see a reversalage here?
John Gibbons waited a while and then got the word from his dugout to indeed challenge.
I think this one's going to be reversed.
Some kind of play.
Take another look at it. From his knees.
Yep. Crowd seeing it here.
So funny with replay now. They'll show replays in the ballpark. It used to be illegal to show a replay like that in the ballpark for fear that the fans would get so upset with the umpires.
Yeah, look at that. Great look right there.
He's out.
Crowd seeing virtually the same look right now. They've made their mind up. The umpires are also ready to go.
Excellent view.
And he is indeed out.
Cameras from the guys down in the truck, too, showing us all those replays.
Farrell, I don't think can argue this situation.
Yeah, he can't argue, but he may be looking for some type of clarification here.
Something else that he is out here to discuss.
There's a possibility that Maybe John Farrell thinks that he called him safe because he was off the bag, that Encarnacion wasn't actually standing on the bag when he caught it. Looked like he was, but he did stretch. Well, he's looking for a clarification of exactly what was challenged.
Not a fan favorite here anyway, as John makes his way off the field. The first time he came back here as a member of the Red Sox, as Red Sox manager, even when Juan Nieves went out there, the fans thought it might be John Farrell. They boo him too.
Because they can't tell?
Yes, they couldn't tell initially. So John Farrell.
Maybe they'll send Torey Lovello out there.
Pitch is in there for a strike. I don't think they like Torey either. He was also on the staff.
That's right.
Blake Swihart, 0 for 2, is lined out and struck out.
So Toronto fans were upset that their manager left to go to a team to lead them to the World Series. Like, that wasn't a good move for him.
I think the term that really upset them was that he said that it was his dream job, and at the time he had the Toronto Blue Jays managing job.
That wasn't his dream
Apparently
job?
that was not the dream job he had in mind, and I think some Blue Jays fans took exception to that, as you might imagine they would.
Some people have other dreams, you know.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Aaron Loop up for the Jays.
There's only 30 of those jobs out there.
Right.
I certainly understand that. It's a great job to get, but maybe Toronto isn't your dream job.
Swing and a miss. Swihart strikes out. 10 in a row retired by Sanchez.
After Sanchez had all that trouble in the 4th inning and got out of it, he has settled down, and Wade Miley has gone the other way. Breaking ball in the dirt, not hitting it.
Big Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. Xander Bogaerts taking the strike. Reached on an error committed by Josh Donaldson in the 3rd. Grounded into a double play in the 4th inning.
The Red Sox, with back-to-back walks and then a hit by pitch in that 4th inning, were so close to chasing Sanchez out of this game, and now he's settled in and getting stronger as he goes. Got a strikeout and then a double play ball to get out of that inning. Bases drunk, they come away with nothing.
100th pitch of his outing, and a swing and a miss. Bogaerts chasing. Ezekiel Carrera, the former Cleveland Indian, the new left fielder here for the Jays.
What do you think his nickname is?
2-2 pitch is headed in his direction.
9-11 on the move.
Carrera waiting, and he puts it away. It's a 1-2-3 7th inning. It's a 4-0 Toronto lead. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Back at the beautiful city of Toronto. The Blue Jays blanking the Red Sox to this point. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Kia. Alexei Agondo into the game. Warming up all of last inning. Checks in here for the bottom of the 7th. 13th appearance of the year. 1-0. 3.55 earned run average. 10 strikeouts and opponents hitting at 174 against Agondo. A lot more use lately. Last worked on Wednesday night. Finale of the homestand. Allowed a run. Gave up a home run to Evan Longoria. Misses for ball 1 to Ryan Goins. A very good defensive play last inning. At shortstop. 0 for 2 tonight. On the ground right side. Going to need Agondo to cover, and he does.
Now here's that Red Sox 4th inning that we were talking about after the bases were loaded with consecutive walks and a hit batsman. Swihart strikes out on an inside fastball that he took. And then here's Bogart's ground ball double play up the middle. Gets you out of the inning with no runs scored. And that really is the story of this ball game.
One out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 4-0 Blue Jays. Don Orsillo, Steve Lyons, Garrett Austin coming to you from the Rogers Center. Devin Travis will take a strike. 0 for 3 from the top spot of the Blue Jays order. Line out, strikeout, ground out.
This guy has cooled down just a little bit since we saw him a week ago in Boston, but as you mentioned, Rookie of the Month for April. At the top of almost every list of the offensive categories for rookies this season.
I think it's just 152 over the last 8 games.
4th in the American League in RBIs. How about the leadoff hitters in tonight's ball game? Rookie Betts 2nd on the team for the Red Sox with 18 RBIs, and Travis has more RBIs than anybody in the lineup here tonight for the Blue Jays.
23 coming in.
And that does lead the Blue Jay team.
A couple of hops out to Bogarts. Travis out number 2 of the 7th inning. Tonight's suits are designed by Joseph Abboud, custom made in the USA from fine Italian fabrics. Now available at Men's Warehouse.
Your Joseph Abboud is particularly nice tonight. I like that one.
Thank you very much. Yes. I appreciate that. 2 down here in the 7th.
That usually requires a response like, yeah, yours too. Not so much.
Yeah. Yours looks fantastic also.
Thank you.
It's a tough trip to pack for.
10 days, 10 games.
10 games. Some decisions to be made on behalf of the suits and the packing.
That's right. And you do a better job of it than I do, I tell you. I think maybe because you bring 6 suitcases.
It could be. This is not my first rodeo, you know.
I just can't carry all that stuff.
It's a 5-suit trip, but it's 10 combinations. So you're going to wear each of those suits twice.
See how nice. That's excellent.
You see this gray again at some point with some other stuff. Another shirt, another tie. What's your breakdown? I think you're going 3-3-3, aren't you, or something?
Yeah, and an extra one in there somewhere. So you will see this 3 times, yes.
Whoa.
But
that's a lot of time.
But with my shirt and tie combos, you won't even know it's the same one.
Okay.
That's how good it will be.
It's an illusion.
Yeah.
Do you know, one year, just to prove me wrong, Jerry wore the same blazer for the entire road trip, and it was a 10-game trip to the West Coast.
Nobody noticed.
Nobody said. I didn't notice. And I was with him every day.
I like that.
So it can be done. Move. Can be done. We overthink our suits. 1-2 pitch in the dirt.
I think some news anchor wore the exact same tie every day for a year or something like that, just to see if someone noticed. And he said it was to stand up to some of the women anchors that he worked with because they used to take so much guff about what they were wearing. He says they look fine. Nobody even notices when I wear the same tie every day for a year.
2-2. Donaldson reaches out. It's a fly ball down the right field line. Nava and Shaw headed over, and neither will have a play. Into the first or second row over there. Fair amount of foul ground.
Yeah, a long way to go.
Does decrease down in the corners, but otherwise pretty consistent all the way down. Well, the night for Wade Miley, 6 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs. Walked the batter, struck a season high 8 out, but on the hook. And he came into tonight's game at 1-3 individually. Swing and a miss, and Agondo strikes out Donaldson to end the 7th inning. 4-0 Toronto through 7. Four to nothing. The Blue Jays have the lead over the Red Sox. To the 8th we go. And it's Travis Shaw in his 3rd major league at bat. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd inning. Grounded out to shortstop in the 5th. Seen plenty of Travis Shaw in spring training. But in his first major league game here with the Red Sox. He's now 25 years old. This was his 2nd major league spring training with the Red Sox this year. It's a piece of the 95-mile-an-hour fastball, but he fouls it back.
Looks like maybe he got some batting gloves from Big Papi there.
Bullpens are busy. They're in loop up for the Blue Jays, a left-hander. The Red Sox have a left-hander of their own, Robbie Ross Jr. in the pen after Agondo worked last inning. And there's ball 4. So Travis Shaw walks to begin things here in the 8th. That is walk number 5 given up by Sanchez. Well, tonight's game summary is brought to you by Xfinity. Miley goes 6, gives up the 4 runs the Blue Jays have. The Red Sox have in this game 1 hit, and it came back in the 1st inning. It's Dustin Pedroia's hit. On the other side, the Jays home runs, Donaldson and Colabello. And Sanchez pitching here into the 8th has walked the first batter of the inning. Now Mookie Betts will take strike 1.
If you want a chance to steal this ball game, you need a few base runners and a few gappers.
Chopped by the third baseman into left field, a base hit, and here come the base runners. That's the first base hit for the Red Sox since the first inning. And John Gibbons is going to make the change here.
108 pitches. Got himself in trouble, got back out of it, settled down, and pitched a nice game. Each one of his starts, he's gone deeper and deeper into the ballgame.
As Loop comes in, the fans will let Sanchez know what they think about him as he heads off with a 4-0 lead. Red Sox making some noise here in the 8th. First two have reached. And Dustin Pedroia, who until the base hit by Betts had the only Red Sox hit tonight, will take strike one from the new Blue Jays pitcher Aaron Loup into the game. 13th appearance, 1-1 with a 4.63 earned run average.
Some might wonder why you bring in Aaron Loup, the lefty, to face Pedroia, but Pedroia's numbers so far this season are less against left-handed pitchers than they are against right.
Popped up, foul ground. Encarnacion will go as far as he can, and he's got to play. First out of the inning. Mentioned the foul ground here in Toronto, and known as home ballpark there is Encarnacion, one down.
Well, it's not like Oakland, where it will be a little bit later. But there is much more foul ground here than there is in Fenway.
First and second, one out. Pablo Sandoval now hitting from the right side with the left-hander in, and that changes things also with the way Sandoval has been going from the right-handed batter's box. Sandoval just 2 for 27 against left-handed pitching on the season at 0.74. Jumps back out of the way of a pitch inside. Steve Delabar up in the pen for the Blue Jays. Robbie Ross has been joined by Shinichi Tozawa. Shaw at second. Betts at first with one out in the Boston eighth. Fouled straight back. 94 from Luke, and it evens at 2-2.
You see the same situation right there on a pretty good pitch to hit. The thing I noticed with Aaron Sanchez against the Red Sox tonight is even when Red Sox hitters got into fastball counts, like that pitch right there fouled straight back, he had enough giddy up on his fastball to get it by him, or to get him to foul it off, or to get him not to square it up. You didn't see guys barreling anything up, even in fastball counts.
Swing and a miss, and the ball strikes out. First strikeout for Luke. 2 down in the eighth.
Good pitch, took something off. Just 83 miles an hour after a 10-mile-an-hour more fastball.
First and second, 2 down. Napoli has struck out swinging, walked, and flied out to center.
I believe the Red Sox were 2 for 29 with runners in scoring position in their series against Tampa Bay. Not starting off any better on the road trip here.
We looked at it moments ago, that fourth inning. Back-to-back walks and a hit, batter, bases loaded, nobody out, and the Red Sox cannot score.
You know, that happens occasionally in the game. It's just sort of one of those cardinal sins. Just can't happen. These guys aren't robots. Can't do it every time, but that's just a killer when that happens.
One for 4 in his career against Luke.
And it was the way it happened, too. I mean, Sanchez was reeling. He was in trouble.
Yeah,
back-to-back walks,
yep.
Hit a guy.
Fouled off to the right, expecting the fastball. Got it in 94, but he fouls it off.
On a 2-0 count, you're sitting dead red.
Strike 2. It's been a strike all night, right at the bottom of the zone. Holbrook has been very consistent in that regard. Travis Shaw at second. Mookie Betts at first. 2 down. Strike 3. Napoli knew it. Nice job by Aaron Luke coming in. First 2 reached. Red Sox don't score and trail 4-0. have the lead over the Red Sox. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Hugs all around. Here's Sanchez, who had 7+. 4-0 Blue Jays, and a first pitch ball from the new Red Sox pitcher, Robbie Ross Jr. into the game. Last worked on Wednesday, had a perfect 8th inning against Tampa Bay. 4th straight scoreless appearance. 13th appearance tonight. 3.86 earned run average for Robbie Ross. Gondo pitched the 7th, faced 3 batters, struck out a batter, and got 2 groundouts. Well, relief of Wade Miley on the hook. 6 innings, 4 runs. 2-0 to Bautista. Singled back in the first inning, a 1-for-3 night for the Blue Jays DH. Popped up, foul ground. Swihart coming back, but he will not have a play. Went around. Two balls, 2 strikes here to Bautista. To center. Betts going back at the track, at the wall, off the top of the wall, it stays in the yard. Bautista still running. He's going to head to third base, and the throw will not be in time. He slid by the bag, but he is safe. Stayed on it. Looked like it hit the top of the wall out there in center. Came back in.
It did. I'm going to be interested to see on the replay here how high Mookie Betts got up on that wall. It's a wall that's way too high to jump up over and try to catch one. But watch this. Look at that effort. Right off the top of the wall, and it came back in. I talked with Mookie Betts before the game, and I said, be careful out there because there is no warning track. All there is a different color turf. You don't know the difference when you're running from the green turf to that brown turf. There is no difference at all. It's just a different color. That's not a warning track.
All 4 umpires getting together here as the request of John Gibbons.
Gibbons wants to make sure that that ball didn't hit behind the wall and come back somehow.
That's Barksdale, the second base umpire, coming in to go to the headsets here.
Yeah, right on the top of the wall and came back. Kind of just waiting for Bautista to make some noise. This guy is just a Red Sox killer.
Chief Gary Cedarstrom and second base umpire Lance Barksdale. Second hit of the night for Bautista. And he is at third base, so call confirmed. This last triple, we got to go back to 2011. It has been a while. Good start to the bottom of the 8th inning for the Blue Jays. Edwin Encarnacion with the Red Sox bringing it in here in the infield, and they're in the shift on the left side of the infield on Encarnacion. And Pedroia coming over. (2-0), didn't miss by a lot.
If you're a guy that has nearly 250 home runs and a ball hits the top of the wall like that and doesn't go out, he's still kind of mad?
I think so.
You never really get used to it? 251 homers. Could have been 252.
To left, falling fast and falling in for a hit. From third comes Bautista, and with that, the Blue Jays will take a 5-0 lead. Edwin Encarnacion driving in the run.
This pitch gets in on Encarnacion, jams him, breaks his bat, still gets the base hit.
So a quick run given up here by Robbie Ross Jr. And it brings up Russell Martin. 1 for 3 night. Singled his last time up and scored the Blue Jays' 4th run. They now lead it 5-0. Flair for the dramatic lately for Russell Martin. Did he go? No, says Gary Cederstrom down at first base. Tonight's attendance 30,430. 34-30 for game 1 of the series. Day baseball tomorrow and Sunday here from the Rogers Center in Toronto. On the ground, a fair ball. Headed towards the corner as Encarnacion is headed for third, and it gets a fan reaching over there, picking it up, interfering, and that'll cost the Blue Jays a run right there. Looked like Encarnacion was going to have a chance to score, but instead at second and third, nobody out.
I know it's late in the game, but that fan won't last any longer. He'll be kicked out of here for doing that. That ball down in the corner. It's easily going to rattle around. It'll hit off the edge of that before Craig can get over there and pick it up, and they would have scored another run.
See Encarnacion upset with the fan. Infield in again, all the way around. Ezequiel Carrera, his first at bat since taking over in left field for Danny Valencia.
And time's up.
Swing and a miss, and it's a ball and a strike.
Was that girl down there trying to be nice and saying, like, I kind of have to kick you out of here because you caught the ball? So
yeah, that's what it looked like.
Still sitting there, though.
Two and one. You're right, he's still there.
Being texted by about half of his friends saying, hey, you're on TV for doing that stupid thing.
I think maybe she had a suggestion that perhaps was not, listened to, perhaps, but just.
He didn't think it was a good idea.
Yeah, no, I think his
reinforcements.
Yep.
They're all pointing, no, it wasn't us.
Out he goes.
Notice his friends didn't leave with him. They're staying to watch the rest of the game.
Time called. It's very late. Sam Holbrook jumping out.
He said to the guy kicking him out, oh, come on. Like he didn't realize he did something wrong.
Down the left field line, a fair ball. From third base comes Encarnacion. They're going to try and score Martin as well. He will. 7-0 Blue Jays. They open it up here in the 8th.
That's a pretty darn good piece of hitting right there. That's a fastball running away, outer half of the plate, just dumps it down the line, and guys on base, they're going to score. And this game's been blown open.
John Farrell takes the baseball from Robbie Ross Jr., gives up 4 straight hits and 3 quick runs. Craig Breslow will be coming in, the pitching change from the Rogers Center in Toronto. Reaction from the Red Sox, including Wade Miley on tonight's outing. Whatever, whenever, wherever. Who but W.B. Mason? Craig Breslow into the game here. Still nobody out. Last of the 8th inning. 12th appearance. 3.00 earned run average. 12 strikeouts, 7 walks. Opponent sitting at 236 against Breslow. 2 scoreless innings with a hit allowed. In his last outing, which was on Monday night in game 1 of the series at home against Tampa Bay. That game, the Red Sox lost 5-1. He's into a game here where the Red Sox now trail 7-0. Kevin Pillar coming up. Ezequiel Carrera had single, was given credit at second base on the throw, taking second on the throw after the single. He's now at second base. Driven to left, but he's out ahead. Pillar with 1 home run on the year, making a bid for number 2. Tries to straighten it out again, deep and far down the left field line. Into the corner goes Allen Craig, but that is foul. Tomorrow at noon, don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. TC and Tim Wakefield get inside the matchup with Toronto, and Austin Guerin will profile the women's baseball clinic at Fenway earlier this week. That's outside, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. One-two popped up, foul ground on the move. Shaw headed over, but he will not have a play. And Craig Breslow trying to calm things down here in the 8th inning.
Breslow's overall numbers have been pretty good, but he's been in a lot of mop-up situations, and I know that he feels like he can be a guy that can contribute to this team in some pressure-packed situations, and he hasn't really been put in that position that often this year.
Taking a long time here going back and forth with Swihart, and now Swihart's going to go out and talk to Breslow. Strike 3 call. Pilar does not like the call at all. It says some stuff to Sam Holbrook on the way back to the dugout. Pretty good pitch.
Not a pitch you want to have to swing at, that's for sure. Down and in, nasty on the black.
So that is the first out of the inning. And it brings up Chris Colabello, who homered back in the 2nd inning. Since then has struck out twice.
Sometimes when you're hitting and you see a pitch like that, you're not mad at the umpire. You're not really mad at yourself. You're just mad that that was a pitch that you couldn't do a thing with.
You're just mad.
Mad. Strike 3 mad. Can't even be mad at yourself for not swinging at it.
Still mad.
Mad. Yeah.
This will bounce in and bounce away from Swihart, but not getting a jump as Carrera. He remains at second base. Swihart able to retrieve it relatively quickly. Breslow falling behind 3-0. Steve Delabard been up earlier, up again for the Jays. Open this game up with a 3-run bottom of the 8th inning to this point, now leading 7-0. There's a strike. Red Sox in this game have been out hit 12-2. Strike 2.
You could say that the Red Sox pitching let them down in this game, giving up 7 runs and 3 here in this inning. But when the offense does absolutely nothing, you're never putting any pressure on the other team. Wade Miley for a good part of this game was competitive, had the Red Sox in the ball game. If they could have scored anything, it would have been a close game or a tie game. Maybe the Red Sox jump ahead a little bit, and then it becomes a different ball game.
The most threatening inning was an inning that was kind of handed to them with back-to-back walks and a hit batter. Bases loaded, nobody out. And could not get a timely hit.
2 hits.
Back-to-back strikeouts here for Breslow in the 8th, and Ryan Goins 0 for 3. He struck out, lined out, grounded out. Runner at second in Carrera, the responsibility of Robbie Ross Jr., who has been touched for 3 so far. Bounce in, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Top of the order, Devin Travis. He's had a quiet night, 0 for 4 in the game. Well, the rest of the Blue Jays bats have been pretty impressive. A 12-hit attack, 7 runs so far for the Jays. One-two pitch to Goins. 2-2. Miley on the hook for this game. Wade came in 1-3. About 4 runs in 6 innings. On the ground to third, corralled by Sandoval, whose throw is in the dirt, but dug out nicely by Travis Shaw on the other side to end the inning. Blue Jays get 3 and take a 7-0 lead. How can do. Jameson and Sarah, post-game reaction from Toronto, and the latest on the Wells report. 7-0 now. The Blue Jays on top. A 3-run last of the 8th inning for the Blue Jays. Daniel Nava to lead it off here in the 9th. Strike one from the new Blue Jays pitcher. Steve Delabar into the game. Second appearance, not giving up a run. He's gone an inning so far this season.
This guy used to be just straight queso. Change up there at 86, but he used to run it up there mid to upper 90s.
Started the year AAA Buffalo, called up on May the 4th. A 2-0 record with Buffalo. 1.00 ERA. New first baseman also for the Blue Jays, Justin Smoke, taking over at first. Nava, Craig, and Swihart scheduled to bat here in the 9th inning. Nava fouls it off to the left. Look out. Nava ducking out of the way. 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
Good recognition by Nava to get your head out of the way right there. That thing a little up and in, a little too close. Come back with a changeup.
And Nava strikes out for the first out of the 9th inning. Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare on southwest.com. Your local Subaru dealers. Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. Thank you, New England, for 60 great years. And by DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of your Boston Red Sox. One out for Alan Craig. Craig is grounded out, been hit by a pitch and grounded out again. Blake Swihart on deck. Delabar taking over for Aaron Loop, who came into the game in the 8th with 2 on, nobody out, took care of business. You got Pedroia to foul out, then struck out Sandoval and Napoli. Red Sox could not advance the base runners. To this point, have 2 hits in the game. Fouled off to the right.
Funny how those setup guys generally have a much more difficult job than the closers. Coming in when the team's in trouble, guys on base, nobody out, you got to get out of it. Closer comes in, nobody on base, get 3 outs before you give up 3 runs usually.
Swing and a miss, elevates at 94, back-to-back Ks for Delabar. Stay tuned tonight following WB Mason Extra Innings Live. A Red Sox final presented by Uno's. TC and Tim Wakefield wrap up the night in Major League Baseball. 4 strikeouts in a row for Blue Jays pitching. First 2 Red Sox of the 9th down by way of the K. And here's Swihart. Struck out twice himself and is lined out to the shortstop. On the ground right side, Devin Travis to first. Ball game. Red Sox are shut out. Offense virtually unable to do anything in tonight's game. Held to 2 hits, a 2-hit shutout combined by Sanchez, Loop, and Delabar. And the Blue Jays take game 1 of the series, blanking the Red Sox tonight 7-0. Home run early for Donaldson, part of a solo shot in the first and a solo shot in the second for Colabello. Sanchez the winner, 3-2. Miley the loser, 1-4 in a game that takes 2 hours and 41 minutes. As we send it to Tom Caron.